The New York Mets' June swoon continued on Friday night as the team lost for the 14th time in 18 games. On Friday night, they fell to the Phillies. So let's talk some Mets baseball with the co-host of the Amazing But True podcast. It's Jake Brown, a.k.a. the Podfather, who joins me now. Jake, the last time I saw you, we both were enjoying a game at Citi Field. Things seemed like they were going good for the Mets till they were not. It's not that good. How you doing?
Yeah, the only thing we're enjoying at Citi Field is churro nachos. Not much baseball going on there. It's been frustrating the last few weeks. It's really inexcusable and at most times unwatchable baseball.
It's tough times for the Mets fans. Tough times for the Mets fans. Check on your friends who are Mets fans. Jake, the other day I had asked New York Post Mets beat writer Mike Puma what was more problematic for the Mets, their inconsistent offense or their pitching. But now I feel like you got to add mental mistakes and poor defense as well here, too. All 5 runs in Friday's loss in Philadelphia came in innings where a fielding error or a misplay occurred. So I got to ask you this. How concerned are you about the Metropolitans' recent sloppy play?
It's very concerning because this team is built upon veterans and supposed leaders and guys who have been there before. And you have Brandon Nimmo making an error and dropping a ball in center field and making errors on the base paths, it seems like, on a weekly occasion. The guy who just got $150 million. And you got Tommy Pham, who's a couple of times made lazy defensive plays in left field. And Pham's been a big part of their offense, which is a bit of a problem because you want your head guys to be a big part of your offense. Pham has been a key piece, and he's making mistakes. Another veteran. I mean, it's not even the young guys that are costing you. It's these vets. And that's an accountability issue. And I know I like Buck Showalter, but he's having a terrible season as manager. Straight up. He should be on the hot seat. I don't think he gets fired, but the way this team is playing, it's inexcusable baseball. And to not hold the team accountable and to stay even keel, he's got to change his approach. I know the Buck Showalter approach has been that way, but he's got to change things up and hold these guys accountable and call someone out after a game. Say, you know what? This is unacceptable baseball. We need to be better. Stop saying you're proud of the guys because 7 games under 500, 14 games out of first place. What the heck are you proud of?
Not much to be proud of right now if you are Mets fans. You just heard the numbers there from Jake. But the Mets did make a trade. They made a trade on Friday night, sending Eduardo Escobar and cash to the Angels in exchange for a pair of minor league pitchers. Jake, what do you make of this trade, and what are the moves do you think the team, who you just mentioned is the season worst, 7 games under 500, need to make at this point?
Well, in typical Mets fashion, a couple things they did that just piss you off. One, why are you trading during the game? You're trading one of the favorites in the clubhouse, a player that all his teammates love, one of the funniest guys in the teams, Mets social media star. Everyone loves Eduardo Escobar. In the middle of the game against a division rival, where you're already down a guy in the roster. So now you're going to be down 2 guys. Not that Escobar would have played, but say there was an injury or you had a pinch hit or something. There's a guy not on the team because he's in the locker room changing and getting out of the uniform because he's not a part of the team. You have 21 other hours of the day. Like, it's a GM 101 here. Your team is short. You're in Philly. Why are you trading guys in the middle of the game? That pissed me off and made no sense. The trade itself, fine. You get 2 prospects, 2 pitchers. Your pitching depth is really depleted in the minors. You get 2 guys who might not see the majors this year. I didn't think they got a bad return, but they got it from, of course, Billy Epler's old organization, which is known to not have much pitching at all. So we'll see. One of these guys is hurt. You know, the other has had a solid year. We'll see what they do. I don't see either of them really make it this year. Maybe one's a reliever in September if the team's still playing like this. But the trade itself was fine, but I just hated doing it during the game. And then the follow-up move, you got to be kidding me. Danny Mendick? I mean, if you're going to do this and become sellers and trade these veterans, bring up Ronnie Mauricio. The guy is tearing the cover off the ball. If you're not going to bring back Mark Vientos because Buck Showalter clearly has something against him, fine. But Ronnie Mauricio is playing too well offensively. I know the struggles defensively. Playing too well offensively to not be up here, to bring up another journeyman who probably isn't going to be a big part of this team either, is going to be a bench player. So if you're going to go in that direction, bring up one of the young guys. So I did not like the corresponding move, but we'll see what happens here. If they're 10 games under in a week, the buyer talk may have to go out the window. You might just have to sell off Canna. You got to sell Vogelback for, a bag of peanuts and see what else you can get.
Yeah, very interesting because all the talk was about the Mets being buyers at the trade deadline, and you're very right. things can change very quickly. They could be sellers come that point. They already sold last night with Eduardo Escobar. We'll see how things go with the New York Mets. You know, Jake Brown, the Podfather, co-host of the Amazing But True podcast, he will be all over it. Jake, I hope the next time that I see you out at Citi Field, it is happier times and we're enjoying some churro nachos and seeing the Mets win a game. I hope so.
Hopefully me, and better for Howie Rose, who accidentally decapitated his bobblehead. So I'm really sorry to Howie Rose. I love you, but this symbolizes the New York Mets right now, headless in Seattle.
Wow, that's not good vibes. That's not good vibes around the Mets or you that you broke the Howie Rose bobblehead. Not good, Jake. Not good. Be well, my friend. Appreciate it.
Have a good summer. Thanks.